I'm just going to read the keywords first. Sorry, this account has been locked for suspected abuse. You don't see that unless you do the next stage afterwards. But here's what you first see when you go to the web page. And you saw it in the title, so here we go. The page you've requested is from a site that has been permanently removed. Please remove all references to this page. After I logged in using the website's login name, otherwise known as, you're supposed to, well, anyway, yeah, member name. Don't use the email address. You want to use the member name. You get this. Sorry, this account, the member name, has been locked for suspected abuse. No explanation, of course. Please submit a ticket. Make sure to include your member name, and your account will be unlocked shortly. No, it won't. This isn't my first rodeo. We apologize for this inconvenience and thank you for using Lycos. Go to hell, Lycos. And Angelfire. After you submit the ticket, this is what you get as a change of behavior, because keeping a straight answer to a straight question, that's just not how it's done. If a large corporation changes its story within 3 seconds, because it was actually 5, they're lying automatically. Your account has actually been disabled for violation of Angelfire's terms of service. For more information on the reason why why sites are removed, please go to our network abuse fact pages. They've been erased. They don't have any. If you believe your site has been removed in error, no, it wasn't an error. It was done on purpose. You're just refusing to tell me why. And you're changing your story as to what was really going on purpose. Please follow the instructions under here to appeal this decision. This is what it changed to. Originally it said it's been locked for suspected abuse, then it changed it for a statement that says violation of terms of service. That's not really true. Suspected abuse is that the website for the last month, while it's been dead, has said continually it's been locked. Now it's been disabled. And it was suspected abuse. Now it's just violation of terms of service. And it changes all of the linkage on the page, whether I'm logged in or not, to point to things that end up dead lettered. You can appeal this decision. I already did. And then when you click on whether or not you've done it, it wants the appeal under an email address, not under the login name, not under your member name. Hey, you member? Now let's compare this to any other large corporation. Okay, GeoCities, otherwise known as run by Yahoo, or Google's services. We've noticed unusual activity on your account. That's newspeak for we're going to give you a runaround because we can get away with this because we're too petty to tell you your channel was flagged by somebody who has more money than you do. We took money. They paid us money to kill off your account, or someone submitted literally a blank form. I actually got Google and YouTube to fess up once because I threatened a court case. It's a long time ago. I literally got them on the phone and said, I want you to forward me what killed off the account. Well, we need you to agree something. No, this is a court case. This is prima facie data. This is part of the discovery process. I'm literally filing a court case. Well, we don't have that. If you don't have any reason for shutting down the account, why are you shutting it down? We don't have to do anything. Okay, court case goes through. And then they finally knuckle-handed under and told me. It was a blank complaint from a large company. On another website, I still have one of these accounts, on X10 Hosting. X10 Hosting's nice. I don't mind them, but there is a bitch out I did on X10 Hosting I can't remove, and I really regret it, where I complained about them actually doing a DMCA takedown on my page. What was it? On my website, which has hundreds of pages, sort of like hundreds of YouTube videos, and you get flagged for one and it shoots them all down instead of just taking down the thing. They had a complaint from Wells Fargo, but they wouldn't admit it. So I filed a grievance and said, okay, we can go to court, or you can just give me the data. And they gave me the notice and said, Wells Fargo flagged your account. Why did they flag it? They said it was impersonating them. No, it had a mock-up of their logo done as text, yellow text on a red background in text. It's not their icon for their channel, for their website, and it included WTF instead of WF, Wells Fargo. And I made fun of them and compared them to the buffoons in the movie Fargo. I made fun of them. I even included a little chuck wagon. you know, like for the dog food, I made fun of them, and I explained that charging me $1,500 for $35 in overdrafts and getting your ass whooped in court, that was stupid. That was the entire page. Any negative review is punished with the absolute maximum level of cheating and lying. When I asked them, okay, I need you to forward me the entire complaint. I'm not letting you off the hook. Well, we're not required to. Yeah, I know you talk to your lawyers, but I can still drag you into court, and you guys don't have that kind of money. I can do this continually because I can get everybody else who had this treatment, because there was about 800 of us that got flagged that month because a bunch of people complained about Wells Fargo. So they basically gave us specific response. Wells Fargo Corporation called up the company and said, look for any pages mentioning our company and erase their accounts. Not erase the pages, erase their accounts. This page had gotten 8 views in a year because they stiffed me for $1,500, and Wells Fargo lost in a court case because they tried to overcharge me, just like everybody else. Hey, I'm lucky they didn't sign me up for a bunch of, oh, that's right, they did that too to everybody, didn't they? Yeah, it's a company that's disreputable. And they'll flag the video, right? Large corporations kiss other corporations' butt. That's how it works. So what did Lycos kiss butt for? The page, they didn't even tell me what it is. I'm requesting a ticket saying, you didn't tell me why this happened, and you're not telling me what I'm supposed to do. And then I submitted a second report, and a copy of everything below. You're changing your story already, and it's only been 2 minutes and 15 seconds or something like that. I forgot what it was. Okay, now let's look at YouTube, another large corporation. We've noticed unusual activity on your account. No, you haven't. We flagged this video for spin the wheel of stupid answers. Privacy violation. Then when you actually submit the complaint, that they're not telling you the real reason, because there's no way it could be. They say vague answer, violation of terms of service. Terms of service is a magic wand. These aren't the actual rules that are static you're looking for. These aren't the droids you're looking for. TOS or SOL is a magic wand to avoid having to actually do something that takes a lot less effort. I mean, I literally dragged Wells Fargo into court because they wouldn't just give me my damn money back because they overcharged me $1,000 damn dollars, $1,500 for a $35 overdraft. That they made a mistake because they're being stupid. They lost. I don't know if you understand this. At $1,500, they spent over $50,000 on lawyers just to refuse to give me $1,500 back that they owed me overtly. That's the mindset of a large corporation. Instead of telling me, Lycos could say, one of your pages mentioned a company and they filed a complaint. Or the entire page, we don't like it because it's been sitting static for years. No, it has to be suspected abuse, you beat up somebody's kitten, or just terms of service. What actually happened is the website was up and they decided to purge, it's a purge. They decided to purge a bunch of useless accounts that don't give them any traffic, that have no real use, and I hadn't edited on it in months. That's actually part of the terms of service. You're supposed to show that you've edited the page once every 2 months, or actually once a month. I just hadn't. That's all. Instead of being honest with me, well, it's technically a violation of terms of service, but they put up suspected abuse. And their punishment page they put up in place of it said it's permanently removed, implying I've done something wrong. This is like YouTube, where they used to put up, this YouTube channel has been removed for terms of service violations and harassment, when it was literally that one that I'm referring to was removed because I wouldn't get a Gmail account. Literally the first behavior of a large corporation when they're trying to punch you in the nuts, when they're trying to punish you and hurt you and damage your reputation and your brand name. Yeah, you're getting there, aren't you? It's a search engine optimization company. Lycos is also a search engine optimization company. Come on. You can go to Lycos and look stuff up. It's a search engine too. You knew that, right? Search engine companies know that if they damage your reputation by leaving a little note up saying you're a bad person that punches puppies, you'll pay them money to get rid of that. Or you take them to court and make them give you money, because it's obviously a form of reputation damage and it's bordering on monopolistic behavior. YouTube did that for years. I had to complain to them and actually file paperwork saying, you have a page up that claims that I'm a spammer and a harasser, when all I did was refuse to get an email account that was a Gmail account. And at one time they killed off my account, even though I had already done what they told me, because I refused to connect a Google Plus page. So what did they put up? Terms of service violation, or refused to put up a Google Plus page? No, because that would be an indication that I was, like everybody else, I was refusing to do something they demanded that's unnecessary. Now, what they put up is that my page was in violation of basic decency rules. That was literally what they said for a couple of weeks, and they kept changing it every once in a while. Why would you, as a person running a large corporation with billions of dollars, to just siphon, to literally sue you as a deep pocket, why would you invite literally millions of lawsuits that would succeed by you going out of your way to say something that damages someone's reputation? Some of my old YouTube channels still have postings that says violation of community guidelines. That's it. You could just say violating terms of service, or because it was flagged. You won't forward. These companies never tell you what the complaint is, if there is one. But I got one to do it, remember. I got one to do it because I made Wells Fargo upset with a random person at the time who had just barely become homeless. This was when I still had a business at the time. But they decided to take down a page, an entire website, because of a single page, simply making fun of Wells Fargo losing a court case. It was just words. There wasn't any iconography. There wasn't any attempt to make it look like a Wells Fargo page. And what's funny is even the people running X10 hosting said, well, you've just admitted you're impersonating. And I'm like, the guy's named Corey. I was being an asshole to him. And I'm sorry, Corey. Corey, did you look at the backup copy of it or not? Because it's archived. No. Why won't you? Have you been told not to? He looks at it. This isn't violating our rules. No, it isn't. How many didn't? Then they sent me the information after I complained. The point I'm making here is large corporations now have carte blanche to do not just taking your web pages down or doing a YouTube purge, but to deliberately try to damage your name, identity, and your brand, if you use one like I do for my channel names, on purpose, for no other reason other than the pure joy of tormenting you. Sort of like Pete Kusk and Sergio Correa, two little men syndrome people who need to damage people's reputation, but at least they're honest enough to tell you, give me $500 and I'll stop doing it. They're not anyone's champion or anyone's superhero. They're not trying to defend you from disinfo or the Illuminati. They're not trying to help you by telling you about Nibiru or telling you about lying to you about some guy named Volosky creating the expression cosmophobia when he didn't. They're just trolls. And large corporations are incredibly friendly to that shit. I have no doubt that Lycos shut down my page for literally not editing it. I didn't care anymore. But them saying suspected abuse, violation of terms of service, permanently removed because, blah, blah, blah. Why aren't you just honest? Just be honest. This page has been removed for inactivity. That's completely neutral, doesn't hurt anybody's feelings, and doesn't damage anybody's reputation. I should also point out that the angelfire page was trending at one point for some blasted reason, because it was the one that was up more often than the X10 page. I still have an X10 page. I had to rebuild that one today. They went out of their way to try to make it to where it was hard to do. It wasn't. It was trivial. Hey, at least they've learned a lesson, right? By the way, X10 hosting, when they get complaints about a page, they immediately forward it. Hi, Pete. You failed, Pete. It's not the way the page went down. I let them all die on purpose to see it, so I could do a video on how to do this. So I could tell people how to set up free pages on someplace cool like Lycos and X10 hosting. It won't be about Lycos, because Lycos intentionally damages your reputation and branding in favor of doing that instead of being honest, because they're run by an asshole someplace, a whole bunch of them. Now go ahead and flag my account. Let's see if this amplifies. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and good luck with that. And fuck you, Lycos.